Anthony Nice. Ah, better than sex.
Hello and welcome to the C Show. I am your gracious host today. This is Roktan saying I have a bigger ballroom than this in my mansion, and everybody knows that I have the biggest balls in my ballroom.
And I'm gonna just come and say this. Just after me and Riddler played when Roktan started playing, Star Trek Online went offline. I think it's because we are so awesome we crashed the servers, man. This is recognition. Saying, fuck yeah, we're awesome.
Oh, and also saying I'm running away and hiding in fear for my life because Nathan is creeping me out with that creepy voice he keeps doing.
Yay. Roktan.
And saying,
Oh,
hey,
God.
look, and this is Riddler saying, hey,
Hello.
look, it's kind. Oh no, wait, that's Rey Mysterio. Never mind. This is true.
Say hi, Ali.
And we start. It's lockdown. We're doing a review on lockdown, and we start off with the lethal lockdown match, which, let's be honest, I was kind of hyped for it, but
No one gave
it
a
turned
shit.
out to be a big clusterfuck.
Well, I don't think it was that. I just think it was that, like, literally none of the participants gave a shit.
Yeah, that could be it too. Except for AJ Styles, when he came in, he actually did seem to at least try to make this exciting.
But then no one else gave a shit.
Yeah,
Because
pretty much.
fuck Garrett Bischoff.
But let's see who it order of entry was like
It was
Bully Ray, then Austin Aries, then
no.
who, by the way,
Dude, it's not Garrett and thingy.
cut his hair.
It was Garrett and Gunner, then Bully Ray.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't
yeah.
you remember?
Yeah, it's a little late.
See,
Watch it.
this is what happens when you complain about us.
Well, I watched it on Wednesday. I was expecting to do the review then.
I watched it on Sunday. Fuck you. Well, Monday.
Anyway, Kazarian was cut his hair. Kind of looked weird.
Yeah.
I think
the chance of him saying that his hair sucked is a bit over the top, like. But yeah.
Then we had then AJ Styles came in, and he came out really house of fire and did one of the fastest Pele's I've ever seen him do.
Yeah, that was a good Pele. Unfortunately, there really wasn't anything else that interesting to this match.
Yeah. It was mostly, most of the time, Bischoff's team was dominating this.
It was unbelievably in the middle.
Yeah. So then we get Christopher Daniels, then Mr. Anderson, and then Eric Bischoff, who doesn't do much at all until the end. He like, in fact, once Rob Van Dam comes out, who's the last to come out, he like basically hides in the corner, which is kind of funny.
I think RVD was just high and paranoid to shit that someone was trying to come get him, so he just ran to the corner and hid.
and only when everyone was like dead in the ring did he actually come out and then started to beat the tar out of Garrett with a cane. And he just wailed on him.
Misbeat the shit.
There were massive welts building up on Garrett.
Oh, guys, I've got a
And-
question before we continue. I've just looked at the new Sacrifice poster, and who the fuck is that?
Let's see.
I have no idea who that is.
Good question. I've AJ Styles maybe.
No, it's not AJ. His nose is all wrong and stuff.
I have
It
no
looks
idea.
like Batista. It really does, Ali.
Maybe Matt Morgan?
It doesn't. It's not Matt Morgan. Matt Morgan has a wider face. He has different ears and
By
stuff.
the way, this is Via Day talking to you from backstage because I have not watched Lockdown.
Because you fucking suck.
Yeah.
So
But
this match,
eventually, Garrett manages to get up out of nowhere, even though he's been beaten to the shit, and smashes Bischoff right in the face with the guitar.
And and Bischoff, and Eric Bischoff sells it the way only Eric Bischoff could.
and
Yeah,
Jeff Jarrett,
he just gets a wide-eyed look and just falls.
Jeff Jarrett goes, "You started a war."
and Jeff Jarrett is at home watching Jin just going, he stole my gimmick.
You started a war.
You started a war, Garrett.
Well, it's Jeff Jarrett. You started a war.
No, it would be if it's Jeff Jarrett. It's just gonna be I'm gonna make your job to Hogan.
I also noticed that on top of the cage there was like a ladder and a couple other things, and they never ended up getting used.
And then there was Karen Jarrett, of course, just beside him going,
Oh god, they brought back Karen?
no.
Oh, thank god.
I
Well,
hope
like to
not.
plug Twitter then.
Yeah. Did you guys? Did anyone else notice that there was like a ladder and I think a table
Do you
on top
give
of
a
it?
shit? Really?
I just thought that was kind of odd that they were up on top and they never ended up getting used.
I'm sorry, but mind me while I don't give a shit.
I think now that I know though where that I've kept seeing this clip of Jeff Hardy smashing someone through a table, and I think it was from a previous Lethal Lockdown. Anyway, the next match is for the TNA Tag Team Champion. It's Samoa Joe and Magnus versus the challengers of Motor City.
This match was really disappointing.
Oh yeah,
It was
was-
far too short.
it was short, and frankly, I found it a bit slow.
It was slow. That was not a slow
until
match.
the end.
No, that was not a slow match, not at all.
Well, a tiny bit slow.
No, it wasn't. Riddler, what did you think? Did you think it was a slow match?
To be honest, I thought it could have been a bit more fast-paced, but I wouldn't say it was slow. Could definitely have been a bit faster paced because Motor City Machine Guns they can definitely move at a faster pace than when they did in that match. And I'm imagining that Magnus and Samoa Joe could definitely work at a fast pace. Maybe not
Yeah.
as fast as Motor City Machine Guns, but definitely they could keep up with them at least.
This seemed to be like that seemed to be a bit of the case of where Samoa Joe and Magnus didn't give a shit.
Which is weird.
That's
Are we back?
Considering they have been giving a shit before this.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh. Are we back to Joe just being like, whatever?
What might be.
But I thought there was one fairly impressive spot. I thought was Chris Sabin giving Samoa Joe a power bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
Pretty good, yeah, but that was cool.
They kept trying to do the snap. They did the Snapmare Flying Elbow combo the first time. It didn't connect, but that's not. Here's the problem. That's not the whole combo. It's supposed to be jumping enziguri, then snapmare flying elbow.
No, it's supposed to be the running splat thing in the corner, then the enziguri, and then the snapmare and the
Yeah,
flying elbow.
it's a longer combo. It's not just a basic snapmare flying elbow.
Ah, well.
But they finally hit it and on Alex Shelley to win and retain the championship. Next
Honestly, I
up,
think this was the right choice because it's nice to see TNA actually having people hold titles for a while. You know?
yeah,
Riddler can attest that before now. Titles used to pretty much change every week on TNA.
yeah, it would not be the. It would
I mean,
not be the bestest.
if you think WWE plays hot potato with some of their titles, TNA a while back didn't just play hot potato. It was more like playing. What was the word? Thinking of something that's like
Hot cold?
Yeah,
it's more like playing hot coal. Like everyone gets their own little touch of the coal before quickly passing it off to the next person.
I don't think it was even Cole. I think it was, when there's like, when you're in like a schoolyard and there's that one thing that's got like cooties or whatever on it, and like people throw it to each other. It was more like that.
Kitties on it? You mean girls?
Yeah, like shit or something.
Hot dog turds.
Yeah, basically.
I thought, it would have been a mistake for them to give the Guns the titles just after coming back.
Yeah, I think honestly, what TNA needs to do with the tag division right now is make a few new tag teams. The wildcard tag tournament was a good idea, but they need to keep a few more of the tag teams that they make out of those. And they really need to rebuild it from the bottom up so that Samoa Joe and Magnus have competition.
Anyway.
Anyone disagree with me on that, or what?
No, not really. Well, were the other
Next
two...
match
I don't
isn't a match that they decide.
Everyone wins.
Were you gonna say something?
Mhm.
Okay, Riddler, you first.
I was just gonna say I don't agree with you at all, Nathan.
Yay! Have I idea?
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, okay. And Ali says gargling.
Yes.
Why do you disagree?
Next match is a match that was not announced on the card, but they did anyway. The TV champion.
Again, not defended on TV, defended on pay-per-view.
Yeah. No, I can't believe I didn't think of that.
All the time.
Anyway, it's Devon versus Robbie E. This isn't much of a match, to be honest.
It was a match. That's about
It was a match. That's about it. Yeah. Devon.
It was a
wins.
match. There was wrestling, but you really didn't care.
Yeah, well, it's because Devon just sort of appeared and got the title. No one likes Robbie E and Robbie T. So.
Seriously, it could have just been the equivalent of Devon coming out and being like, "Hi, folks, I'm Devon. I'm just going to take this title away from Robbie E. Bye."
No, it's not even like the TV title's a proper title at this point.
He could have just come in, waved to the audience, took the title, and been like, "See ya."
Yeah. Well, he'd already won the title at this point, so it was just sort of him going and waving the title around, going, "Look, guys, look," and then walking away.
Yeah. Devon wins with a spine buster, and Robbie T gets in the cage and starts beating him up.
By the way, Devon needs a new finish. That spinebuster kind of looks like shit.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It's the Batista spinebuster.
It's starting to look less like a spine buster and more Devon just fucking up.
Or David Otunga's Spinebuster.
Oh God, there we go. Yeah, that's what it
a
is.
bad one. That's a bad one.
And Devon suddenly Devon picks him up and goes, "Yeah."
Actually, if you did that, that would be awesome.
He go,
Devo, what do you think, Brother Red Dudley?
"Oh, man,
my brother
testify me slow nice.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Lawrence, I'll go get the table. Yeah.
Now
So the Knockouts title match.
The next match is Knockouts Championship.
I totally
Gail
didn't watch
Kim
this again.
versus Velvet Sky, accompanied by Madison Rain.
Was there any?
This was actually the first fairly decent match, in my opinion, apart from the tag team match.
Okay, so out of 4 matches, this was the first good one, apart from one of the other ones.
Yeah. And
I'm just
this was the first match out of the matches where you could actually escape from the cage. We actually saw people trying to do just that.
I don't know.
I just thought that was a little strange that it was the third. It was a third match in where you could escape the cage, and this is the first time we saw people doing it.
Oh well, some people just hate each other enough to not do that. I still think the concept of a tag match in a steel cage is a bit weird because there's no DQ. So
Yeah.
so the other your other guy can basically be out for as long as you like.
Why didn't I think of that? Damn it!
It's a bit weird, but yeah, I suppose it was between Samoa Joe.
I don't know why, but for some reason, my mind didn't go that place to where it seemed natural for some reason it seemed natural for them to tag in and out. But now that you mention it, it's like, yeah, why isn't this the tornado tag? It's in a cage. You don't need to tag it out.
And even if you did need to tag in and
I
out,
don't know, maybe
the queue. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
moving on. I didn't watch the Divas match. Any good?
But this wasn't a Divas match.
The Knockouts match. The Femme Fatale match.
The oh my god, giant fucking tits match.
The ladies match.
The match of...
Seriously, those cannot be real, man.
You know that when Christy Hemme
who's the surgeon?
introduces you? You know that when Christy Hemme introduces you and her boobs are small compared to theirs? But to be honest, Christy Hemme's boobs are just perfect.
Yeah.
I just realised that when I saw her on TNA like today.
There were actually a couple of fairly nice spots in this match. Gail locked Velvet in a dragon sleeper.
Oh, that sounds quite interesting, actually.
And also, there was a spot when they went over to the corner and did a power bomb off the top rope, which you never see that in a women's match.
Well, you do, because there was the glam slam from the top rope.
True, but that's rare. It
is rare, I will admit that.
And anyway, Gail Kim wins with a roll-up, for fuck's sake.
No, it's it wasn't just a roll-up. It was one of the it was where Madison. No, what was it? The where she purposefully like pulled the tights and that.
Yeah.
So it was the easy way, basically.
Basically, and actually at the end, Madison was distracting Velvet when the door was open.
I thought you didn't watch the match, Nathan.
And then Gail was trying to crawl out. Velvet rolled her up, and then Gail countered it and won.
So do you want to talk about something really entertaining now?
I thought you didn't watch it. How do you know details of
I
it?
saw the end of it because I skipped forward.
Ooh, okay.
And the next thing we have is. Woo! It's Ric Flair.
Yay!
Rick motherfucking Flair.
Flair.
Rick, I think he must have forgotten to take his crazy pills today, that day, because damn!
Yeah, dude. Ric Flair was out of his mind.
Oh
Yeah,
god, that was the most entertaining thing.
He proceeds to come out and say, "I'm," and ask the fans if he knows who he is, and then he says, "I'm the Nature Boy, and I'm getting better every day because I'm that damn good."
Yeah, right.
I'm
If
a
you say
special
so,
kind-
Rick. Just
If you
humor
sit
him.
there, Rick, I don't think you're ever getting I don't think you're ever going to get better, Rick.
Yeah, he's not getting better. He's
You're
getting
never
older.
Again.
The only thing you're getting better at, Rick, is providing me with an endless chain of lols.
The only thing you're actually getting better at, Rick, is bleeding.
No, he's always been pretty damn good at bleeding.
Hmm?
He's always been pretty damn good at bleeding.
Yeah, that's the only
Which is
thing
why
that
I
actually
say-
got better.
Which is why I say providing me with an endless chain of lols.
Yes, you laugh at the sight of blood.
No, I laugh at him going crazy and elbow dropping his jacket.
Well, yeah.
He's I'm a special kind of cat, and tonight, instead of being out of town, I'm at lockdown. I'm pissed off.
Honestly, this is just the most amazing rambling piece of shit I've ever.
Honestly, this was almost Ultimate Warrior level. Almost.
Oh god, this Anita.
He starts to talk about Hogan, and he's pissed that that Eric Bischoff's career is over, and that's not funny. Why are you blaming Hogan? Yeah, he put the match together, but it was Garrett who finished it.
Because Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't like
What I
what-
want to ask is,
too.
because this segment was very confusing alone and weird. Was this supposed to be a shoot promo? I mean, like TNA kind of shoot where it's worked, but like they pretend it's a shoot.
I think it was supposed to be.
It could. I never thought.
Or was
about
this just
that
Ric
when I was
Flair
watching
grabbing a
it.
mic, going out there and talking random shit on a mic?
I hope it was the second one. I hope to God it was the second one.
And there's like guys in the TNA production office like, is this in the script?
I can't find it in the script.
Did we ask him to go out there? What the fuck's going on?
Hogan, you better go out there and try to calm him down. Okay,
Speaking of which, Hogan comes out,
brother,
and
brother,
Flair is as he's walking to the ring, Flair keeps saying, "You're pissing me off, Hogan." And Hogan says, "As a GM of Impact, I have to admit that Flair is the greatest wrestler of all time."
No.
Hogan changes his mind like every goddamn week who's the greatest of all time.
No. Look, Hogan, you are not the greatest of all time, and neither is Ric Flair.
That would be HBK.
That spot is saved for Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Like I said, Hulk Hogan changes his mind every week.
Brother,
Every
yeah,
week.
dude.
He actually asks he asks if Flair minds if Hogan enters his ring, and Flair says he doesn't mind, but because I got to talk to you. And Hogan says if you got to plate with the way I'm running Impact, you can tell me right here. And Flair says, "I've had a problem with you for 30 years. 30 years!"
Well, imagine Mark Henry. Imagine Mark Henry. What state he'd be in if it was 30 years.
Oh, jeez.
I just love that image of old Mark Henry. Speaking of which, call for old Mark Henry. Get on it now.
He'd be like that old black man shoving kids off his lawn.
Most of his body is kind of deflated, except his gut.
Most of his body's just sort of deflated. Like. He's got giant bingo wings.
I'm the world's oldest man. I don't know.
World's fattest man.
World's fattest man.
I'm the world's floppiest man.
Oh no, he becomes.
Please, God, kill me now.
He gets even worse man tits than Big Daddy V.
World's saggiest man.
Yeah, first says he's had a problem with Hogan, and he put Bischoff in a position to fail, and
Woo!
he may work for Hogan, but if he gets pissed off real good, then one day he may just flat out kick Hogan's ass. Really?
That doesn't take much, you know.
Well, yeah, I didn't think about. Thinking about it, yeah, I probably would, but still.
Thinking about it, Ric Flair's in much better shape than Hulk Hogan is.
Which just makes no sense at all, but there you go.
Hogan says all was fair in love, war, styling, and profiling. So he's stealing Ric Flair. If he respects Ric Flair, he don't steal his catchphrases.
Sorry, I burped.
And yes,
I heard.
love, wear, styling, profiling, and lockdown. And says Eric Bischoff can never be a part of Impact again, and he can never use the name Bischoff.
Why?
And
Oh, by the way, on Impact, whenever Eric Bischoff was mentioned, they beeped out the name Bischoff.
yeah,
about
when I
Bischoff?
first heard that, I was like, "What is going on?" I was like, "Oh, right." The whole stipulation. If they want to make a stipulation that Eric is gone from TNA, fine. But the whole added thing that his name can't be used is just stupid and weird.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
TNA does this. They have kind of like sensibleness, and then they always add something really weird to it afterwards, just for funsies.
Okay, I have a question though. What about Garrett Bischoff?
Well, no, he said Eric and they never said
It's
Garrett
only
Bischoff.
for Eric.
It's only for Eric.
Wait,
Yep.
wait.
Hey.
So why censor Bischoff, but they can still say Bischoff for Garrett Bischoff?
Yes, that's my point.
Because they can't use Bischoff with Eric's name.
But they can
They
use Bischoff with Garrett.
can't
Why not just
Garrett's
refer
name.
to him as Bischoff then?
Because Garrett sounds better.
No, I mean, when talking about Eric, why not just refer to him as Bischoff?
Because they still use Eric, don't they?
Yeah, they still say Eric Bischoff.
But just call him Bischoff. That way you won't have to censor it.
What do you mean?
If they don't censor Bischoff for Garrett, just call Eric Bischoff instead of calling him Eric Bischoff all the time. That way you won't have to keep beeping out Bischoff.
So you would beep Eric instead.
I'm
Or
confused.
just call,
I don't get why that makes sense, because they would still not be allowed to use the name Bischoff anymore. So they would just beep his name whenever it's said.
but if they can use Bischoff for Garrett, why?
Because he's not allowed to use the Bischoff name anymore.
My head is gonna explode.
This is
Why
TNA.
the only
Locker.
one question is this?
It's TNA. Expect confusion.
One word: impact.
Why?
Anyway,
Because Impact.
He also says Hogan also says if the two of them ever lock up, they tear the roof off the building. Yeah, right.
Maybe with a saggy, guttering screams. And farts.
Maybe Hogan's wearing a bomb.
If they actually
I
If
was
they
just imagining
actually
Hulk
locked,
Hogan
if they
and
had
Ric
actually
Flair,
locked
like,
up, I guarantee
Hulk
you.
Hogan's secretly part of Al Qaeda.
I was just imagining honestly when he said that I was imagining Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair like locking up and then they both turn into like one of them turns into like King Kong
What
and
he
the other one
means is
turns into Godzilla and then they'll fight it out.
no. What he means is when they blow off the roof, they just both have really bad gas.
That's what I was
Wait,
thinking.
I don't think you mean Godzilla. I think you mean Mecha Godzilla. That one's Hogan.
Mecha Godzilla.
Seriously, if Hogan and Ric Flair get together and grapple it up in the ring, and a pop is made, that ain't crowd. That's piped in noise.
Yeah.
If there's
I
any
wouldn't
pop at
know.
all,
There
it'll
are
be the
TNA
entire
audience.
crowd chanting in unison. Boring.
If there was a popping noise, all it would be is everyone's simultaneously shitting on this thing.
And if you hear a pop noise, it's probably people opening their beer bottles to drink themselves unconscious.
That's it, right there.
Just during throughout the whole match, just a. 60,000 people shitting themselves at once for this match.
And all you people at home.
Actually, this is what you would hear if the two of them locked up. You'd hear this. You just hear a ton of footsteps of everybody leaving the arena at the same time. All to go to concessions or the bathroom.
And they lock the door so people can't get out, and you just start hearing people calling for help.
Please help us! We're stuck in here!
Why did all the audience turn into Paul Bear?
Oh yeah!
It'll be great because it'll start and it'll be all cool and the cameras will pan round the audience and then as it pans back like all of the people that had been on the audience before is just gone. Like, what?
And then we get our next match. It's Matt Morgan versus Crimson. This match sucked.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't that bad, but seriously, I've seen
This
better.
match sucked. It wasn't that bad.
This match was god up. Well, it wasn't that bad. It was okay. Actually, it was good. I loved it. It was great. Match of the year. Woo!
Yeah, I guess it wasn't that bad, but I still think it sucked.
It sucked, but it wasn't that bad.
God damn it!
Honestly, two giants fighting does not work. Unless it's Mark Henry.
It can work with the right people, I suppose.
Yeah, but only if it's Big Show and Mark Henry.
Yeah, WWE's actually been fairly good
they
recently
haven't.
with their matches with two big guys.
No, they haven't, because they've been booking John Cena in couple matches.
Yeah, I was thinking more like Mark Henry and Big Show or something.
John
like
Cena is a big guy. I'd class him in the big guy list.
I never considered him that big, but whatever.
Seen the size of his fucking arms?
I'm not saying he's not big, but he's not like a giant.
It's more of his bulk. Like Mark Henry isn't really that tall.
Anyway, Crimson wins this as it basically ends. Morgan tries to go for the carbon footprint. Crimson moves out of the way. Crimson goes to the top. Morgan stops him, but Crimson sends him down. He lands in the top rope, and his leg gets trapped in the top rope, which makes an easy exit for Crimson to climb over the top and drop. When are they going to end this undefeated streak? Never.
He'll be undefeated until he's Ric Flair's age.
Oh God.
Are they trying to copy at this point? Are they trying to match his streak with Goldberg's?
Because that went so well.
Yeah, I actually there's an article somewhere. I actually was reading this because someone linked it in the forums that at one point the streak was the Goldberg streak was going really well. The fans liked it, and then they decided to add 20 wins out of nowhere, even though he hadn't gotten those wins.
Yeah.
They just added 20 onto his streak, and then people started to stop caring.
Mm-hmm.
Next match is Jeff Hardy versus Kurt Angle. And honestly, I love this match. And I personally thought it was probably, at least, if not the best match in the night, the second best. I personally liked it a lot, and it was my personal match of the night. But that's me. I thought these guys really pulled out the stops, and this was probably the best match they've had in quite some time.
There was one good thing going through my head during this match. Kurt Angle won't be at London 2012.
Yeah. He came out with a injured knee, and because he's training for the Olympics, and I'm like thinking, yeah, that's what you get for trying to do this.
Well, honestly, I think at this point where it is Angle found out that he wasn't going to be at the Olympics, and then realised how little of a shit he'd been given in TNA, so he decided that he'd actually wrestle a proper match, and But unfortunately, I disagree with you on this being the best match of the night. It was
my best match.
It was a good match.
It was my personal favorite. It was my personal favorite.
Honestly, the exact same spots happened in this match that happened in all the other matches that they've had, that Hardy and Angle have had.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, they wrestled the exact same match they've been wrestling before. All that happened was it was faster.
I guess I haven't really.
If that's all you really needed, then you could have just got the other matches and then put them on fast forward.
Maybe it's just because I haven't, since I've only started watching TNA not that long ago, and it's been a long time since I've seen Hardy and Angle wrestling. So
you've got your rose tinted glasses on, I know.
I guess a little bit. It's more just I just haven't seen them that often lately, so I don't know if they are actually putting on similar matches together.
I'm just talking about the matches they've put on since Hardy came back, dude. That you've seen.
I guess I don't. I'm having a hard. I guess I didn't distinguish.
Well, you should have.
But I really, anyway, I really like that there was one point when
Sorry, I dropped something.
When Hardy did back-to-back swantons on Angle and he kicked out, I was like, damn, how the hell did he get up from that?
Well, they've kind of built Kurt Angle in TNA to be Jesus.
Yeah.
Wrestling Jesus.
Yeah.
And
he's not.
So Hardy finally says, "Fuck it." He climbs all the way to the top of the steel cage, swanton, and win. And
as I said, it is a good match, just not as good as you've been saying it is.
I honestly expected a lot worse match than this ended up being.
I think that's why it was so much better for you, because you're expecting so little.
To be fair, I was expecting very little out of this match as well.
Same here.
Yeah, I was basically gonna call this the match where one of these guys end up just hurting themselves and for good.
Nah,
Yeah,
Kurt,
the
Kurt
in-ring-
Angle will keep going forever. He's one of those guys that just hurts himself all the time, but for some reason doesn't die.
I don't mean they don't die, just get injured to the point that their
I
career
mean,
is over.
like stops wrestling. It does in terms of dying.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean physically dead.
Okay. But then again, with his neck the way it is, if he lands on it wrong, he could die.
No, to Kurt Angle, he couldn't die. He just get up and be like, "What?"
Because he's Jesus.
No, it's just
He'll just rise. He'll just rise from the.
No, it's just because
Like-
Kurt Angle, and that's how he is. He just doesn't die from things.
Okay. Next up, we've got Sarita and Rosita versus ODB and Eric Young. Was this for the titles? Because the recap I'm looking at does not say.
It probably was. I think it was, yeah.
And this was basically just ODB in the match for the entire match.
Have you not noticed
Eric
that that's
Young-
what every one of Eric Young's and ODB's tag matches goes like?
Well, to a point, yeah, but at least Eric Young has been in the ring and but he just doesn't do. He just keeps doing those stupid comedy spots. And he did some weird shit in the match, like he started climbing the cage and then started doing this weird, like he started kicking outward with his foot for I don't know what the hell it was he was doing at all.
It's Eric Young.
Yeah, it's Eric Young.
That's all you need.
By the way, I'm actually curious to know what you guys thought of the whole the wedding bit on the Impact before this.
Partially insufferable, partially entertaining.
Don't know
I just-
why. I've always hated these live weddings. Like WWF did it, I hated it. TNA does it, I hate it. It's just,
I just think it's a bit unnecessary for a wrestling show.
it really is. And with a lot of them, you can kind of predict how it's gonna go.
Except this one didn't end up. This one was a little different than. It seems like a lot of weddings usually get ruined in some fashion. This one, they.
Well, still, people interrupted the wedding.
Yeah, that's true.
You can predict that happening.
And why was Sarita and Rosita being so pervy to Eric Young of all people? Why do all of the knockouts fancy Eric Young?
I don't know. Maybe the knockouts just all have a thing for retards. I'm sure if Eugene was there, he'd get all the pussy.
Yeah, well, he's in what's it called, Rinka King. He might show.
Eugene's in Rinka King?
Yeah, he's in Rinka King.
I did not know that. Wow.
Maybe they
So
want
is Chavo Guerrero.
Maybe they want to kiss him so his beard tickles him.
What names are you wrestling under now, Eugene? He can't be wrestling under Eugene.
No, he's Doctor something. I'll Google it. You can continue.
Yeah, continue, Roktan.
Anyway, Eric Young and ODB win this match as ODB hits her with the bam. Hits Rosita with the bam. And Rude comes out and says this is the night that everyone's been waiting for, and this is a night that James Storm has been waiting for in front of his friends and family.
He is
Dr.
Dr. Nicholas Dinsmore. That's his actual name.
Yeah, I
folks.
remember that now.
That's who he is.
I know it's his actual name.
Dr. Nick.
Hi, everybody!
Oh god, that would be awesome if he started quoting Simpsons. Anyway, in front of his friends and family, for a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship. And tonight, Rude is going to walk out and prove to the entire world that what he's been saying is true. He's always been better than Storm. The night is not a match, the night is a fight, because he's out for blood.
Blood!
Video packages TNA has been doing of the Storm Rude feud. These have been so good.
Also, Trevor Murdoch is in Ring Ka King. As is, what's his face? Abdul Bashir. What's he called? Divari, you know him?
Alright, okay.
And we get...
And Sanjay Dutt. Yeah. Some of those guys that were just like around then, but whatever.
Fair enough. Continue.
Anyway, we have the world title match between Rude and Storm. This was awesome.
This was my match of the night.
Yeah, I knew it would be yours. I knew you would be happy with me for liking the party.
Honestly,
Party
I
angle
don't blame you because
more.
it was a good match, but I think you kind of
Overstated?
You've got your rose tinted glasses for this kinda.
I'm not trying to have rose tinted goggles for it.
Yeah, it feels like it.
I don't know. What?
But this was a great match.
And this was one of the only other matches that had some decent blood in it. I'm trying to remember one of the other matches that which other match had
At least a
blood in
lockdown
it.
match.
Actually, no, that didn't.
It had a bit
That
of
didn't
blood
have
in,
any-
but not much. It was barely
If it
noticeable.
had blood, I did not notice it.
It was barely noticeable.
I think. Oh, it was the Hardy Angle match. Hardy got a little busted,
All right.
but not very much. This was bloody. Both guys got busted open. And what was also nice was once again James Storm busted out the Eye of the Storm.
Yeah, it's nice
Yeah.
to see the Eye of the Storm.
I'm trying hard to remember a lot of this match, but
There was. Well, let's just skip to the end. Rude hits Storm with a beer bottle, and gets the 2 count, which is pretty badass. Then what was the next part?
basically,
did Storm immediately
Rude
get
was
the?
like open. Rude had the door slightly open, and Storm. He spins Rude around. He does the last call super kick, but it kicks him right out of the cage because the door is slightly ajar, and Rude wins. And
This
we're
was
like,
the wrong. This was the wrong ending to that match.
fuck.
Honestly,
God.
Rude is a really good heel, but I think his run is kind of lived its. It's kind of done its course now.
Yeah, I mean,
He needs to turn face.
Yeah,
This-
he's much better as a face than he is a heel.
it seemed to actually that they were. It seemed to me, at least, that they were trying. It seemed that they were starting to steer away a little bit from the he's going to take every shortcut he can. But here, I mean, yeah, it wasn't him that took the shortcut, but still,
He did hit Storm with a beer bottle.
that's true. It's
I just think it was the wrong. End of this for the show, but
it
In
was
the
a
end-
wrong
in the end,
end up
it
for
was-
this
in the
feud,
end, it was okay.
frankly.
what did you think of the pay-per-view as a whole then?
It was, in a word, disappointing.
Yeah, I wasn't really big on this. It just felt like no one gave a shit.
Yeah, and it was really. it seemed like there was so much hype going into this, and the only match that really truly delivered on that hype was Rude and Storm.
I wouldn't even say that. Honestly, I don't think Rude and Storm was given enough time.
No,
And
no. Well,
honestly, the only match that actually properly delivered on the hype, and you're gonna probably be surprised at this, was Hardy versus Kurt Angle.
Hmm. And that didn't really have that much hype. I don't think
Wait,
that had that
exactly,
much hype
because no
put
one
into
actually
it.
had any preconceptions about it, so people were genuinely surprised when it was when it had it was a good match, you know.
By the way, another thing that about this pay-per-view, the only time the crowd really got into it was Hardy and Angle and Stum and Road and Storm. They were just dead
Yeah, honestly, I think people
for
really
most of the
hate
night.
Eric Bischoff.
Do you think the lethal lockdown kind of suck the enthusiasm out of him?
I think it was more that no one in the lethal lockdown gave a shit, you know.
Yeah, that was probably it.
And another thing that I found really distracting about this pay-per-view was that the I don't know what it was, but the ring was way too loud. Like the floor of the ring just it was making really loud noises all the time. Like when people
I
just
didn't
walking
I
on it
didn't
and
really
stuff.
notice that.
It was really distracting for me.
really,
It
the
didn't it
the
didn't
cage.
seem much different than
Did you not notice
the
that?
volume of the of like the ring that.
Oh, go back and watch it again, dude. It's really distracting. It was like a lot louder than it normally is.
Hmm. What do you think, Lord Riddler?
I don't know about the whole ring being loud, but like, I think they need to like try and tone down on how many matches they use the cage for.
Honestly, another thing that I think they need to do as well is they need to get some of their other wrestlers to wrestle on the show. They've kind of just been using the same guys again and again, and they have a bigger roster than that. They don't need to do that. You know, get
Mm.
Cash back on, and you know, people that even Scott Steiner, get him back on. Even though you know they probably won't do that now that Scott Steiner's been a dick online. Uh, but yeah, they really need to get some of their other like mid carders to show up more on the show.
They really do.
They should
So
honestly, what they could do is have like a Impact versus Ring Ka King season or something. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
They need to get they need to bring the Pope back.
oh yeah, that would be a. Where is the Pope?
Exactly, because the Pope's gone. Shannon Moore and Thingy basically nowhere to be seen. Mark Haskins is dead, but he was dead like already, so no one gives a fuck. Kid Cash is gone. Kid Cash, he doesn't deserve that because he's one of the best guys they've got in the X division. Jesse Sorensen's next dead. Hernandez has basically just been jobbing. I'd like to see Gunner have put on some more competitive matches as well.
Good luck with that.
No, Gunner's surprisingly good if you give him a chance. He's put on some good matches in the past. But yeah, they've got a few guys that, like Doug Williams and that they never use. And there's really no reason for them not to use them.
What happened to
Robbie
make believe Petey Williams?
Petey Williams was like 5 years ago, dude.
Oh,
He's just a joke of mine.
Okay. So that was the C Show. This has been your host, Roktan, saying, when Bret Hart was a baby. Hang on a second. As a baby, Bret Hart was so ugly that they had to put tin of winnows on his incubator.
This is Liquid Nation saying, Roktan.
Help! Help!
Roktan. Roktan.
This is Riddler saying,
Hello,
Roktan. Roktan.
Roktan.
Oh God!
Roktan.
Get me
Roktan.
away from these scary British people!
Roktan.
Roktan.
And this is Fire Day telling you there's no hope for Roktan.
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 The next time you hear from, the next time the C Show airs, I'll be dead.
I'll be speaking
baby,
from
that's
the old
Roktan.
grave.
Or I'll just come on, just scarred, completely scarred.
Mentally or
Come
physically?
play with us, Roktan.